Okay, let's try this list out, and then let's try just playing Dreadnought. Let's just try playing Dreadnought in the Oh, I must have put an A there earlier. But let's try playing Dreadnought in the flex spot here. I think this is kind of a cool experiment, doing it live. And let's try with no mech hanger, because we don't have enough blue sources without it. Can we have one mech hanger over the vault, maybe? But, you know, it has been my experience in the colorless Dreadnought deck that Dreadnought is very good. Dreadnought is very good, and you also don't actually crew it with mech hanger that often. What's good about mech hanger in the what's good about mech hanger in the Dreadnought deck is that it does raise the floor of the card. So the floor of Dreadnought is a lot lower in this deck, where if your opponent's like answered your resources and they've really dealt with your stuff, then Dreadnought's a lot worse. But Dreadnought is also like really good with Moonsnare Prototype, and Dreadnought also gets crewed by Urza a lot easier. So I'm kind of excited to try this. Okay, let's keep this. On the draw, though, this is going to be so good on the play. Oh, Timishi's the blue creature that draws cards when things are bounced in return from artifacts graveyard. Yeah, I don't like that one that much, actually. Okay, so I can't play the second Moonsnare here, but I can just pass the turn. Not anytime soon. Well, maybe I want to try Hardened Scales with some of the new cards, but it's not super high on my list, but it is something I want to do, yeah. I feel like we're probably gonna be good against the against this game plan. Although Squirrel's gonna get really big really fast. Maybe I'm underestimating it. Okay, so we can go Moonsnare, Saga, Nettlecyst. Pretty good turn 2. Is it turn 2 Urza? It's not. We're 1 mana short. We couldn't play the second Moonsnare because it costs us blue mana. Now for 14 months, appreciate you. Unless I'm missing how we could turn 2 this Urza. Bombardment. Okay, their draw's pretty scary. Yeah, so go Urza plus activate Saga this turn. Not a lot of point in attacking because they just block and sack. Is this deck busted? We've had a pretty good start here, but we're also playing against a probably good matchup, right? Yeah, I'm pretty excited about building the deck this way. I feel like this version looks a lot better than the Tezzeret version we started off with in this mono blue shell. We're also having like a nut draw too. Why is Prototype better than Springleaf Drum? It can tap artifacts, not just creatures. Has a channel ability, not seeing often. What am I missing? That's it. Yeah, like being able to tap Nettlecyst here is really nice. Like, you know, that's a bit of extra way to make mana. In this deck, we're also playing 4 Dreadnoughts, which tap to the Moonsnare, which Drum doesn't do. This deck is also playing Springleaf Drum, by the way. But the channel is also really relevant, especially in an Urza deck. Like top decking a Springleaf Drum sucks. Top decking this is a relevant 1-for-1. Yeah, the channel comes up a lot, especially in a mono blue deck like this with no removal. Okay, I'm probably making a token here. Gonna Springleaf Drum. Oh, sorry, not Springleaf Drum. Shadowspear, I imagine, is better than Needle. Yeah, this deck is playing 4 of each, but like, you know, you're gonna have builds that play. You're gonna have builds that play more and less of each card. Yeah. So we're gonna equip Nettlecyst, equip Shadowspear, attack for millions, trample lifelink. Like Shadowspear will never connect with Bombardment in play. I mean, my tokens are like 10/10s. They can't kill my creatures. What? Oh, trample. Yeah, trample. That's what you're missing. Alright, so I'm bringing the Relics over 3 of the Dreadnoughts in this matchup. The Dreadnoughts don't seem that good with all these chump blockers. Probably keep this Spellbomb. Recall could be okay. I'm not sure exactly what their deck looks like, but they're probably playing Saga. I'll just play 1 Recall, I guess, over the first Dreadnought. Let's try this build. What appeals to you about this mono blue over blue-white version with Sentinel? I mean, I've been trying some of the blue-white version too. I do think that there are benefits there. Blue-white's mana is bad though. The mana in the blue-white version is not very good. And so like your mana gets a lot better being mono blue. Is kind of the appeal here. And then like other like the kind of like secret thing here that I'm trying to like figure out is like, is Dreadnought just the truth? I think that Dreadnought is the truth. I think the Dreadnought's really, really strong. But obviously the blue-white versions are fine too. $10 for Jape. If you want to post a link in chat, I'll take a look. Not a deck tech. What do you think of Cassis's choice to play 3 Overseer and Hardened Scales? Here's a link of reference. Yeah, can you post that link in chat? I'll take a look at my and give me my thoughts. Ooh, brutal. I guess I need a land. Okay. So I have 4 artifacts. This costs 3 mana. But I think I'd rather just Nettlecyst since it's going to make my Thought Monitor cheaper next turn. And Nettlecyst also taps to the Moonsnare, so like this makes this mana a bit better. So yeah, I haven't usually been a big fan of Steel Overseer in Modern these days. I think it's pretty slow. I think one interesting thing you could do to make it better is play the red battery card, the rabbit battery, to give it haste. I would probably be more interested in playing the whenever you cast an artifact, put a counter ward 2 card. I don't know how good that card is, but I want to test it out. Yeah, I also like Ingenious Smith a lot. I know some people hate Smith, but I like Smith a lot. But this looks like more of a green version. Yeah, I don't think I like Overseer very much. I mean, I haven't played it recently, but it's like Scales is really good because it's very resilient and grindy and powerful. I've played a lot of Scales without Overseer and felt that it's still very powerful and resilient. And I feel like you lose a lot of that building the deck this way. All right, opponent's Straw has been pretty good against mine. So I have 2 mana now. 1 mana short of this. Could move the Moonsnare over to the Memnite. Could attack and then do that post-combat. They'll just attack. Tree Doctor, 21 months. Happy Valentine's Day too. Yesterday, there were obviously a lot of comments in chat like, Spike be my Valentine, Spike be my Valentine. And I just kept thinking, what? Why are people asking me to be their Valentine? And then I realized it was Valentine's Day. I realized like after the stream. I totally forgot. Poor Esther. Dude, me and Esther are so out of it was last week is her birthday and our anniversary, and then like we did celebrate Valentine's Day on Sunday, which is part of the reason why I forgot, right? It's because we celebrated Valentine's Day on Sunday. But we've been doing nothing but celebrating lovey events for the last 2 weeks, and we are out of love. We're out of love. Alright. Let's go look for the Deck Tech Smith. Out of love. Out of time. Giora, cool. I think Giora's not very good probably, but very cool indeed. Hope of Geopure is not playable, I think, even with the Emery Lock. Just I maybe as a sideboard option against some decks, but it's not good against most decks. But it is very cool. Oh no, let me play this turn real quick. Play the Mites. How much mana do I have after this Urza? I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can go cast the Nettlecyst from hand, equip it to Thought Monitor is better than, and also attack with this one. And this forces a chump block on, or with Doluris, which is definitely what we want here. Okay. Yeah, I really don't like Hope of Gyapur. Like, I would play Gingerbrute or Bomat Courier instead. I think Sai is also, like, quite bad. Like Urza is better than Sai or Giora. Giora is the coolest for sure, but it is the worst one. On the play, new matchup. I'm gonna keep. Say it would be so good if we had a Mana Rock, but we don't. How was green red list? It was okay. I might tune it a little bit. Most of our losses were to Titan, and so I feel like we need to find a new game plan for that matchup too. Do you think those blue-white lists with Urza, Sai, Reality Chip, Thopter combo? Don't play Sai. Don't play Sai. You can play the Thopter combo. I really dislike Reality Chip too. Chord of Calling on top, so probably playing Yawgmoth, so our Needle's gonna be good. Yeah, I think Sai is not good. Okay, so we go Needle, Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth, Thran, Physician. Play another Dreadnought. Play a Memnite probably this turn. And if I draw a land, I can go make a Saga token, crew a Dreadnought, and if not, I could just cast the Thought Monitor. How is Dreadnought the truth with the land that crews it? So that's so in my experience playing a lot of the colorless version at this point. In my experience, like, you don't actually crew Dreadnought with the land that often. And in this version also what's kind of exciting is that while you lose, this version does lose. This version does lose the land, the mech hanger. It gains Urza as another way to crew it. Because Urza makes the big token to crew the Dreadnought. So you lose a way to crew it, you gain a way to crew it. And so this deck you can crew it with your Saga tokens, Nettlecyst, and Urza. I guess you also, you don't have as many of, like, the Affinity 4-drops, but this is also a Moonsnare Prototype deck, right? And so, like, you can tap Consulate Dreadnought to Moonsnare Prototype as well, which is kind of interesting. Why don't I like Sai? Sai is really win more. Sai is a really win more card, where you want to play your cheap artifacts out on turns 1 and 2. Sai incentivizes you to hold them, which is awkward for cards like Springleaf Drum, Moonsnare Prototype, Thought Monitor, Thoughtcast. Sai is also, like, your 3 mana threat that needs you to have, like, more artifacts to play, like a lot of other artifacts to play in order to be good, is usually a bit awkward. Like, your 3 mana threats need to be really powerful by themselves, like Nettlecyst, like, like Urza's, your 4 mana threat that's good by themselves. Sai requires you to do other things after that, which is why I don't like it. Mech Hanger Cruise Dreadnought is yeah. I feel like Dreadnought is just haste for a construct token. Yeah, that's very good. The construct tokens are gigantic. It's also, again, it's also in the early game, affinity for Thoughtcast Thought Monitor, and taps to Moonsnare Prototype. And both of those things are really good and important. You can play one Relic. Relic's kind of not great against them. They're gonna bring in the werewolf. So maybe I want a Welding Jar. I do probably want the gut shots. Dreadnought's probably not great in this matchup against the Undying Chump Blockers, to be honest. I think on the play, I'll probably play the Metallic Rebukes over Thoughtcast. Maybe I'll do that anyways. Let's do that anyways. The deck just kind of falls apart if you counter their Yawgmoth. I don't like Reality Heist that much, just because, like, the only good cards that draw off Reality Heist are Nettlecyst and Thought Monitor. Everything else is kind of weak to reveal to it. Yeah, maybe maybe the Welding Jar would be good to bring in. Yeah. Dreadnought's also pretty good with Assist, where you can go, like, tap the equipped tap the Germ to crew, then move the Nettlecyst over to something else. That happens pretty often. Bauble's an okay hit. It's not a good hit, but yeah, it's not a very good hit, but okay is maybe a fine evaluation. Pretty bad mill to 5. Gonna keep. I've tried to do blue-white version with Sentinel Portable. I mean, I played that version too. That was like the first version I played post MH2 or post Neon Dynasty. That version's fine. That version is obviously fine. But what this list does different is it has much better mana. Blue-white's mana sucks. I say this after playing hundreds of matches, like pre-Neon Dynasty and a few matches after. Like, your mana's like not very good, especially if you're playing like these white 1-mana spells and then the double blue spells. Ooh, Hipotra's actually pretty good here. If you're playing like the white 1-mana spells and then the double blue spells, it's just your mana is just really bad. So that's the biggest thing. Is that mana bad, and then this list also takes better advantage of Dreadnought, and that's kind of what we're testing here too. How good is Dreadnought without Mech Hanger? This list also like loses Mech Hanger to crew, but gains Urza as another way to crew the Dreadnought. Moonsnare Prototype also very good with Dreadnought. In kind of a similar way that Portable Hole is, but in blue-white it's awkward. You get white mana on 1, blue mana on turn 1, double blue, and you have all these colorless lands too. Like, your mana is just garbage. It is functional, but it is not good. Is Relic no good because they can combo without the yard? It's just like really easy for them to play around it. It's just in play, super easy for them to play around. Just not usually where you want to be in my experience. I'm gonna invite you to a trade and give me a present. Okay. Yeah, like, yeah, this deck gets to play, Citadel's pretty bad in blue-white. This deck gets to play Artifact lands, which are incredibly good. So Doomwake is giving me a present. I'm gonna reject this. Okay, I'll take the reality chip from Doom. And never put it in a deck ever. Never put it in a deck ever, probably. I could be wrong about the reality chip. I was watching some of Eyelash's stream yesterday, and it did not look terrible in her deck, to be honest. Raven, 19 months, appreciate you. Yeah, 1 less in circulation. I can shred it, yeah. Too bad I don't have a Cage. Cage would be so good against Yawgmoth here. Could maybe have a Cage. Okay, am I gonna crew the Dreadnought this next turn? It's like just kind of awkward into the Young Wolf. I did trim some Dreadnoughts. Ooh, that's not a bad draw. So I have 4, 5 artifacts. I can cast the Thought Monitor. Let me get Needle for Yawgmoth. Do you have to play this, unfortunately? And then attack with the Construct. What's the point of Dreadnought? Dreadnought's good. I think people are maybe overthinking it. So it all started from this colorless affinity list we were playing with Consulate Dreadnought. The idea was that we were trying out Mech Hanger as this land that crews a vehicle. Oh boy. Oh wait, this gives me an untapped land though for Metallic Rebuke. Thank you, Beseiju. Yeah, Beseiju, yeah, actually I forgot, yeah, Beseiju does go with Yawgmoth. It's actually a pretty good upgrade for the deck too. I was probably supposed to Gutshot a mana creature though. But maybe now I should Gutshot a snake token. Sorry. So the idea is that this card is just not that hard to crew. Especially in a deck with Urza making a big token, 4 Nettlecyst, and then Urza Saga. It effectively like lets you attack. It gives a construct haste is how a lot of people have put it, and I think that's a good way to put it, which is pretty powerful. Like here, I think I might just try to trade the Dreadnought for the snake token. Okay, why does my opponent have this pause on my draw step with no cards in their hand? Probably just doing something, I guess. And then... Can I take the trade? And then also in this deck, Dreadnought taps to Moonsnare Prototype early, and it gives you Affinity early too, obviously. And both of those are pretty relevant. Yeah, I'm going to Gutshot a Hierarch here so I can Metallic Rebuke a Yawgmoth or a Court of Calling, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Court of Calling 2. Thank you, Mr. Orc. Or Mr. Cork. Decklist. If you type !deck or decks, it'll give you a link to my Stream Decker, which has them all. But it's also not a very reliable program, to say the least. That's what we call in the biz a heads-up play, chat. That was a heads-up play. Although I guess we could have rebuked anyways. Very fast, very easy 2040. Like Mech Hanger, what's good about Mech Hanger is that it raises the floor of Dreadnought, where if you don't have things going, if your opponent kills your big threats and stuff, like it is easier to crew it. But like this list also has Urza to crew Dreadnought, which is pretty interesting. I think it's Yorion. I think I'm gonna go to 5. Yeah, this list also has again Dreadnought or Urza to crew the Dreadnought, which is pretty powerful and interesting. But the reality is we're also just still kind of testing it, I guess. Could maybe put back Thoughtcast. Maybe I should put Citadel over Vault 2 because it's game 1. Yeah, do I put back Thoughtcast or the Thopter? Let's put back the Thopter rather than Mold to 5. With no Emery to use Bauble, is it still better than Welding Jar? I think so. I like that it gives you Affinity early, and then you can pop it for a card. You could cut the Baubles. Like, yeah, I could definitely see the Baubles being cut for something else. We're not gonna play 4 Welding Jar in the deck though. yeah, of course you'd like this deck, Zach. This deck is pretty sweet though. So Kai is playing the green-white taxes list, it looks like. Aether Vial on this, or Needle on this Aether Vial is looking pretty tempting. Although this turn, I think we're gonna let Kaya draw a card, and we're gonna draw 2. Kind of a fair exchange, right? We draw 2, Kaya draws 1. Oh, whoops. Yeah, sorry, I should have played this Ornithopter to block the Sentinel and play around Archon a little bit. Obviously shouldn't have F6'd. So next we're going to go Thopter, Treasure Vault, make a token. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts. We could also play Monitor, if I've counted correctly. Yeah, the green-white taxes list, top 8 are like one of the SCG events. And people are really hyped because taxes hasn't like done anything since MH2. And it is a cool list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I did miscount. Can I play the Drum? So if I go Drum for 2 mana, pay for Thalia, pay for Sentinel, then I either don't play Drum or let them draw a card. I'll just not play Drum. I thought I did well online. Oh, sorry. I misremembered. This was a PTQ list. Yeah, sorry, I did misremember. Yeah, it was PTQ, not the SCG, I think. Mostly give pseudo haste to construct or pseudo haste, yeah, constructs from Urza Saga, or Nettlecyst, and then Dreadnought also taps to Moonsnare Prototype early and gives you Affinity early too. So these are the reasons why I like the Dreadnought. And you know they keep your curve relatively low, which is nice. I mean, I really want to needle these vials. I might not have to. I might not get to either if they're just gonna Ghost Quarter actually. All right, I'll bite. Flicker Wisp. Okay. Getting kind of crushed here. Tax is too strong. I can use this to get rid of the Cauldron token, which is kind of nice. Probably can't do too much else this turn. Yeah, let's... Well, I should probably tap the Minamite. Let's play the Thought Monitor. I mean, letting my opponent draw a card here really stinks, but I think I need to. Okay, so now I could play my land and use the Aether Spellbomb to deal with this. And then that lets me draw Bauble. I guess that's probably what we do. Oath of Nissa. Probably gonna lose game 1. Does anybody know if this deck has Kataki in the sideboard? Because if this list has Kataki, we need to bring in our gut shots. But I guess we could probably bring them in anyways. They have Sentinel, Thalia, Wisp. No Kataki. Think Eternal Power. I mean, I think it's probably in Kaya's range to read the room and see that the artifact decks are pretty popular at the moment. And then Gutshot doesn't seem bad against them either way. Yeah. Added 3 March of Other Really Light and loved it. Yeah, I haven't casted that card yet. Could be pretty good. Alright, Aether Spellbomb. Imagine they have double Sentinel. Maybe I should have Moonsnare to pay, because now I actually need to draw a blue source off the Thought Monitor. Or I guess I can actually play Drum instead. Yeah. So we're not dead this turn. We get to go block and then bounce the token. The problem is that my opponent could just Yorion, Violent Yorion, reset the Cauldron. We could never win. Alright, game. Let's go to game 2. My phone's making the mic do weird sounds. I think chat's probably used to it at this point. Yeah, I think we could probably cut these baubles. I don't know, but they're fine. I do like that they keep the curve kind of low. Hurkyl seems good. I don't know. I don't know that they're always going to have like this super artifact heavy draw. I think I'm going to submit this. Like, obviously, Recall would be good if they have double Vial, Esper Sentinel, Stoneforge Mystic. I mean, maybe not even against Stoneforge would be okay. But they're an 80 card deck. I just think that they're not going to have that draw often enough to want Hurkyl. Yeah, maybe they'll triple Vial. We also can, like, maybe Needle it. We also mulled a 5 that game. Just kind of early to, you know, definitively say anything about anything. Gonna mold the 1 lander, I think. Now this is all mana, no payoff. Let's go to 5. Okay, I guess we're keeping this 5 card hands. Putting back Urza Gutshot. And then if this hand draws a land off the top, it's pretty good. And if not, we probably fall to 1 and 2. Land up top lets me make a token. Let's go. Easy. Actually had this in my hand the whole time, if anybody asks. Have you considered Thud in these affinity lists? Thud is not, like, Thud is only good when you have a giant creature equipped with your equipments. And, like, cards that are only good when you have a giant creature in play, like Thud, I don't think you want them. It's like, you know, it's very win more. If Thud was a companion, I'd be pretty excited about it, though. I kind of think I should not make a token so I can go Thoughtcast into Moonsnare Prototype Nettlecyst. And then Needle their Aether Vial, I think. Well, this makes that line so much worse. Committed to it, though, at this point. And didn't draw a land. I was really hoping I would. Maybe I wasn't supposed to put all my eggs in that basket, but here we are. Eggless. And we had extra mana we could have paid for the Sentinel too. Okay, so plays Besage you instead of killing the Needle, so probably has a different answer to Needle. Is Thought any worse than Dreadnought? Yeah, Thought is a lot worse. People, I don't know why nobody likes the Dreadnought. Dreadnought, you can play it on turn 1. It contributes to Affinity. It taps to Moonsnare Prototype. It thuds for 0 mana. I don't understand the I don't understand the hate for Dreadnought. Dreadnought, I feel like has like been great as for the time we've been playing it. It's been really good. I like the Dreadnought, thank you. Yeah, Consulate Dreadnought is a 1 mana 7/11 vehicle with crew 6. Yeah, Thud though. yeah, just unfortunately not Phyrexian Dreadnought. Alright, let's get in for 12, see how my opponent reacts. Okay. So now we get to play an Urza. Actually, not too bad. 5 guys 1.6 don't like Dreadnought. We've gotten several comments about playing other things over Dreadnought so far. It's been a lot actually. I feel, but it's probably less than I think it is too. You're probably right. Very easy trap to fall into. Do you win here? Hopefully, I would sure like to win. Yeah, Kaya's gonna need a Solitude, but Solitude might not even do it here, right? We need double Solitude, I think. Oh, I guess, no, never mind. I can't play out a million artifacts here because this is in play. And I can't channel the... Okay, that's a free artifact. That's a huge draw. Yeah, this should be... This is lethal through a Solitude now. I drew exactly a Citadel, which is huge. They're dead on board. Yeah, yeah, they're obviously dead if they have nothing. But we even beat Solitude because there's an Archon of Cruelty. Because we beat double Solitude because there's an not Cruelty, Archon of Emeria. We beat double Solitude, can't double Solitude. Oh no! This shrinks the other construct. Sorry, I really thought we got there. So I guess I should have actually moved the token over. Not sure. Salty Wrestler. There's a Needle on Aether Vial. Yeah, I should have equipped. I would have gained some more life. I think I don't equip now though. Could have equipped Urza. Oh yeah, equipping Urza is lethal. Duh. Punt. Yeah, I can't cast any of the other spells because of the Archon. This is definitely the experience playing its taxes. Like, just the board states always get so weird. Okay, so they can't cast another spell. I guess our spell for turn is going to be Thought Monitor, and then I'm going to channel the Moonsnare Prototype on their turn. Waze, 3 months, appreciate ya. Usually YouTube watchers, so I drop in. Thanks, buddy. Love our YouTube watchers, of course. Gonna activate Stoneforge here, maybe. Nope. Spear GG's. So I can't cast the Spear here because there's the Archon of Emeria. Okay, so now my opponent is Bosejuing my Needle, so I'm gonna go ahead and channel their Vial. I could take another hit off this. Why not take with Urza? They have a 1/2 to block with the Urza, so I think I'd try to better leave Urza back to block here, because they could pretty easily just put the 2 toughness creature in front of Urza and then a 1 toughness creature in front of the other card. Channel very good against the Archon, being able to do 2 things in a turn, I guess. And then the Shadowspear is likely going to be lethal unless they have a piece of interaction here. That doesn't do it. Should we have waited till they got Yorion in hand? No, because if they have a Solitude in their hand, they get to Vial it in. You also can't respond to the Yorion activation, which is dumb but true. Okay, won that game despite missing lethal. Hopefully we get to keep a 7-card hand here. Rolled a 5 both games so far. Yeah, but Sage is good because it's versatile, not because it's powerful, which is, I think, is something a lot of people don't seem to recognize. Let's keep this. Dreadnought looking a little bit better than Thud in this hand. Ghost Quarter Vial. Turn 1 Vial, all 3 games, just like a Yorion deck should. I've liked the Dreadnoughts so far. Just like, they get crewed off Urza, Urza Saga, Nettlecyst. They are a 1-mana artifact that taps well to Moonsnare Prototype, and obviously is a 1-mana artifact for Affinity too. So I've liked them. 2 Vials. Well, hopefully we can Needle Vial again, but I guess probably not with the Ghost Quarters out there. Oh, wow. Okay, so let me go, I guess. Yeah, we'll play Dreadnought. Pay. With no artifact land, I can't crew the Dreadnought next turn. But I'm definitely going to Needle the... just naturally draw the Needle. I feel like a Yorion player. Against Kaya also mulled to 6, right? Yeah. Yeah, so my token's a 4/4 next turn, so I can't crew, but I can crew the following turn, I guess. Fuck. Alright, we both drew some... okay. Okay. Talked a little bit too much shit too soon, I guess. Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to cast this. I was supposed to save this to channel. I was just casting it because it's, I should have cast the Dreadnought for sure. That was a huge mistake. I was just casting an artifact for Affinity. Huge mistake. Dude, Teague stops my Thoughtcast. This is the only card in the deck it stops. Sad. Well, yeah, Crew is an activated ability. They get Flicker Wisp here, which will be good against like my best draws, Nettlecyst and Urza. Do I play it? I know they have Flicker Wisp in their hand. I think I wait. Deck Tech for Coach. Mardu Greasy Boy. Did you redeem? Oh, sorry, this was the $10 that I missed. Thank you for waiting so long. Okay, so you're playing Channeler in this version compared to the version I was playing earlier without Channeler, which is fine, I think. You know, playing Sentinel, which I think that's fine to build a deck this way. This doesn't look too bad. Only one Parhelion's interesting, so you're really in on drawing Engineer, which is fine. Okay, not casting it this time. So I've got blockers now. What did they reveal? Another Wisp. Okay, so I guess we're actually dead here then. Cast Wisp. Put me to 1. Yeah, okay. Packing it in. Sucks. Okay, mulligan. Dismember looks like a fine card to play. Maybe, I don't know. You could play Dismember over Gutshot, but it's also true, like, when was the last time you guys saw, actually put this back, right? Because I want to save it in the deck to draw later. When was the last time you guys saw a Collector Roof? Like, maybe it's gonna pop up more often, but it feels a bit early to want a sideboard card for it, is all I'm saying. About 2 minutes ago, yeah. But beyond that, then GG's Kaya. Yeah, I'll save the Bauble for Affinity for next turn. Looks like we're playing some kind of mirror. Lost the Dredge of Living inside of Leylands. Yeah, that's probably fine. Can't cover all your bases, unfortunately, with sideboards these days, or any days, really. Turn 2, 1 mana Thought Monitor. You do love to see it. Enraged Gel, I think in 2 months. Appreciate ya. I think Wandering Emperor will be playable. I plan on trying it out. I plan on casting it. Guess this plays pretty hard into Rebuke, but I don't really like playing around Rebuke here. I mean, they would just counter, right? Maybe playing around Rebuke is good. Okay. It actually wasn't good. I've done much testing with Tamashi. No, I haven't cast that card. Is Tamashi the 3 mana return artifact enchantments card? Because that card's not good. Or is it a different card? Yeah, that card is not playable in Modern. It's not even close. Like these 3 mana card advantage engines that are super vulnerable to creature removal and require you to have other things going to like do anything. They're just like never playable, and there's millions of them that exist. This one is not like somehow better than all the other 3 mana creatures that you need to untap with. Just like, you know, like E-Ruth is like maybe the best one that's ever been printed, and that one's also not, that just doesn't get there. Well, yeah, that keeps me off my Urza next turn. It's a combo engine. Yeah, well, so someone said that yesterday, and I said, what's the combo? And then they told me the combo, and it sounded really slow. Am I misremembering that, or is there actually like a good combo that I'm forgetting about? It's a terrible combo. Yeah, that's yeah, I remember it being a terrible combo. But yeah, yes, like if this card is like a combo piece, it is more playable than it just as like a 3 mana value engine that you probably have to untap with. Only 3 months, appreciate you. You got Urza in that deck? What's up with the mic? Yeah, people are saying that it's staticky. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I guess I can like flicker it. But I don't know what's going on with it. People are telling me it's staticky. It's the first day we've gotten complaints about it. I will look into it. Can't quite kill them here. Can get pretty close. I never heard any static. Yeah, I mean, you're not the only ones that's saying it. Let's go to like 3 or 4 months. Appreciate ya. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll look into it after the stream, or I'll forget. But I'll try to. All right, mono blue defeating blue white in game 1. That confirmed to be broken? Question mark? Question mark? I even got some recalls in the sideboard. Test, 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 test. Yeah, I've just tried plugging it in, or unplugging it, plugging it back in. You know, maybe we should just have Metallic Rebuke in the main deck over Mishra's Bauble. That might be how I build the deck next. You can type ! Deck Island to find the Greasefang list. I'm not gonna just pull it up though. I think playing Spire or Void is open your sideboard more. I mean, you would have to, like, instead of telling me, like, I know that I can splash for sideboard cards, right? Like, I understand that I can play dual lands or these 5-color lands for sideboard cards. I don't think that we can play every sideboard card ever, but, you know, you would just have to tell me what sideboard cards we were super interested in different colors, besides just asking me, can we splash? Yes, you can splash. But it's, you know, the mana's cleaner without it, and there's not, like, necessarily a colored sideboard card that I'm just desperate for. Wait, Michicho's Reign of Truth. That's the white Saga, right? That buffs for artifacts, enchantments. I don't like that card very much. But it is maybe better than I think it is. It seems to me it'll be like worse than like Nettlecyst and Cranial Plating. Yeah, you're getting to play more, like, getting to play Citadel. Like, we have 5 artifact lands right now. We could maybe play 6. But yeah, getting to play more of these artifact lands is just really valuable too. What a great draw. Changing blue-white control to Jeskai for 3 Fury against tribal decks. Well, why don't you just play more sweepers? Yeah, if your goal is to combat tribal decks as blue-white control, just play more sweepers. Thoughts on Kaito or Wandering Mind and the Thing in the Ice Shell? I don't like Thing in the Ice with Kaito that much because you're not getting to attack with Thing in the Ice early, but I do like Kaito. I think Kaito is really strong, and I've been trying pretty hard the last couple days to, like, figure out a good shell for Kaito, and that is certainly proving to be a bit of a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm having fun with. What tribal decks are good right now? Yeah, I mean, Goblins is good, I think. Oh, you probably play the, I wonder if you play the red Channel Land and Goblins over the Den of the Bugbear. You probably do, or at the very least in addition to. Kodax for 6 months, appreciate you. Wait, hold on, sorry. They main phase made a token, which is a huge puns, because this lets me get ahead on token generation, right? You seem to be more willing to give up your germ token to re-equip than I would be. Do you have any insight in your decision-making process? Could be as simple as tempo value. I mean, you're just gonna have to be, like, more specific, like, on the situation. Like last game, I lost the germ token because I was miles and miles and miles ahead and could never lose. And I was miles and miles ahead, could never lose, and I was trying to make my opponent's blocks as bad as possible. And so, like, on that board state, it's super obvious to lose the germ token. I mean, obviously, you know, in some spots it's going to be good to lose the germ token. In some spots it's not going to be, but it's like I can't just give, like, because Magic is so complicated and board states are so varied, I can't give you like a simple heuristic mnemonic device or any like simple phrase to tell you like when to keep your germ and when not to. But it will be correct sometimes and not other times. Okay. Okay, pretty good. Gonna hold on to that, I think. And I'm pretty sure I'm playing Urza this turn over instead of making a token. I usually like to do this. And then can get Dreadnought. I mean, everything we get here is basically a Mox Sapphire, so we'll get a fancy Mox Sapphire, I guess. Red black, what lands we change for the channel lands? I think you're cutting the 2 Blackleaf Cliffs for them. Yeah, you could cut the basic mountain, but like, I mean, I think keeping the basic mountain to fetch with Mire is more important. And I do certainly recognize that cutting the cliffs is weird, but with all the Din of the Bugbears, like, it is awkward that you have all these lands that you're tapped, like, you know, later, right? Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be 3-1. Only defeated by the mighty Kaya. Yeah, I mean, I think we probably win this game anyways, but like them making that token main phase like did nothing for them and just let me use my mana to bounce the token. It was a pretty bad mistake by them. They have 2 planes in their deck? Yeah, so we've had a lot of questions this we've had a lot of questions this league about about blue white versus mono blue. I'm not saying that mono blue is definitely better, but I am saying that the main reason to build it this way is like your mana is like so much stronger. Oh, they have dispatch for Urza, but I get to save my construct from the portable hole, I believe. Yeah. Please don't ask me how that works that way. I don't really know, but it does work that way. I know that because this text is all in one block. I know it works that way. And if it's separated into 2 blocks, it leaves and flickers, and a bounce spell wouldn't save your guy there. How about trade Kaito and fairies? Well, the problem is like Spellsorter Sprite is still the only good fairy. When you're playing fairies, you're playing horrible cards like 1 mana 1/1 flyers that scry 2. When you're playing Bitter Blossom, cards that are like just truly awful. And like this is something that like. A big level up as a brewer is a good card like Kaito does not make all of a sudden Bitter Blossom and 1 mana 1/1 scry 2. It doesn't make these cards playable in modern. You know, you're gonna want to play Kaito with other good cards. Another Mold of 5. Not a particularly good Mold of 5 either, but we'll try it. Kaito and Sprite Dragon. I do like Sprite Dragon, or I did before MH1. Probably Yawgmoth. You hear that wind outside? Really windy. Any Hall of the Storm Giants? I don't have Hall of the Storm Giants. You could play it. Hall is like a little awkward with Saga. We did beat Yawgmoth earlier. Is it better than 0 mana Welding Jar? Welding Jar is bad game 1. Welding Jar is a bad game 1 card. Like, you can maybe play 1 copy as a Saga target, but Welding Jar is usually a Darksteel Relic game 1. You know what I mean? It's just, that card sucks. It's like, it's way better in sideboard games when your opponents have artifact removal, but game 1, your opponents probably can't destroy like any of your artifacts. No plating feels weird. Any chance you want to split them with Dreadnoughts? I mean, plating being 2 mana is a lot. You could play plating over Mishra's Bauble, potentially. I think the Baubles are kind of bad. You could play... and plating also does help you... Plating is also good with Dreadnought, where you get to equip plating to a creature, crew your Dreadnought, and then move the plating over. Yeah, you could play 4 platings over the Baubles. Plating is also pretty good with Moonsnare, so I wouldn't hate trying that. I like I think Dreadnought is also just like very good, very slept on. I I think it seems like a lot of people's inclination is to cut the Dreadnoughts, and I'm here to tell you, Dreadnoughts are good, I think. Yeah, the first Hall of the Storm Giants might be good. Is that white for Sintel and Smith, 2 hard for the deck? It's not. Like, again, this is that was the first deck we played. And we're going to return to it. I was trying out Karn in this version. You don't need to play Karn. Like, I think maybe you cut all the Citadels, you just play all the bridges, but the mana in blue-white is really bad. We just played against a blue-white player with 2 planes, and I'm out here playing a Darkheart Waste and no basics, because I'm just like, I can't cast my spells over here. I think I'm just trying to draw Nettlecyst so I can crew the Dreadnought here. By playing the Citadel first. The reason to not play the Citadel first would be to maybe draw Saga. But like when you think about Dreadnought being a cheap 1-mana artifact is super important for this list. Whoa, what did I just do? Dude, I just like clicked on this and it yeeted the text away. But when you think about I do think you need like a 1-mana artifact in this spot, right? Like the more I think about it, when we played a mono blue affinity list like that, this with like Teferi, the curve was just too high. Like I really do feel like having like these 15 1-mana artifacts is great in addition to these 0-mana artifacts. And so when you compare what Dreadnought offers, being a non-creature to tap to Moonsnare and being a powerful threat when you have Insist, Urza, or Saga, it just does offer you more than any other artifact does in mono blue. Oh, it's the Urborg that did this. Okay, gotta make sense. I think there are versions of Affinity which only want 1 Dread as a turn target instead of 4. Yes, I do think so. I do think so. But I think that like with 4 Urza, 4 Nettlecyst, 4 Saga, I think that these are all and the Moonsnare too. Like I think you would probably want 4 in this version. How much better is than Lightning Greaves? Well, it's 1 mana as opposed to 2, which is twice as good. Obviously not a 1-to-1 comparison, but your Moonsnare Prototype deck really wants 1 mana artifacts that tap to it for value, or that easily, right? Witching Well? You can play Witching Well. I think that Witching Well is probably okay. Guess we crack on our turn for Moonsnare potential. I might play Witching Well in this deck over Mishra's Bauble. I don't know. I feel like I've been pretty unimpressed by Bauble. I definitely feel like the lack of mech hanger in this game too. We're 3-1. We mold a 5 this game. Affinity always looks kind of on the mold of 5. But thankfully my opponent shows me the chord for 4, and we can graciously and humbly concede. And then last time I played this matchup, I boarded the gunshots for Baubles. Yeah, what's nice about Bauble is like the card's just really weak and you can always side it out. Blackstaff? You can play a Blackstaff, yeah. I mean, so here's another thing. It's like, you have another 0 drops. I mean, the only good 0 drops are Minamite, Ornithopter. I'm starting to like really dislike Bauble in this build. I think Bauble's good in the Colorless version. But like, I'm kind of down to like, try out Metallic Rebuke, Blackstaff, Witching Well in that spot, like one of those cards. Well, Cookbook? I mean, Cookbook is not good in this shell without Asthma, without Daredevil. Like, it's just like, that card is incredibly weak. From that standpoint, I'm not seeing this as significantly better than traditional Affinity. Maybe, maybe not. We're finding it out at least. Oh, I did bring in... Yeah, sorry, I did bring in Rebuke versus Yogg over the Thoughtcast. Sorry. We'll do that for our game 3, I guess. Springleaf Drum would be a lot better than Saga. Or, sorry, Springleaf Drum would be a lot better than Moonsnare in this hand. I did try the new Tezzeret. I don't like the card that much. I'm trying to think, do I play the Saga on turn 1 so I can try to get a Needle down on turn 3 for Yawgmoth, which feels pretty important? Not sure. I do get to make 1 token. I think with this hand, I just like, I'm so in on the Saga. I think I should try to make 2 tokens. Hard Evidence. Hard Evidence is actually kind of cool. I definitely like the suggestion a lot. I'll tell you that I like the suggestion of Hard Evidence. Hard Evidence kind of seems great. Oh no, I'm gonna let them flip the Liberator if I don't draw a spell. I guess flipping Liberator is not that bad because I get to block it, but I also drew a spell, so we're fine. Yeah, I mean, of course we've had people suggest Imri. Everyone loves Imri. You could play Imri. Imri might be fine. It may be Hard Evidence, but it's easy include. Wise words. Barracuda, Breeze, Merfolk. Yeah, you have a lot of colorless lands in this deck, and you filtering this in the blue is somewhat relevant. Oh, dude, Hard Evidence is so good with Moonsnare Prototype too. Oh my, Moonsnare, yeah, and Springleaf Drum. Yeah, I like the fact that it taps to it's 1 card that taps to both at the same time. That's actually just like the biggest deal. Yeah, you're overthinking the Oboro. There's just like very, very small cost to playing it. I guess, you know, it's worse against Blood Moon, but, you know, you can filter into a blue mana by, you know, you tap your Citadel, make a blue, replay this. Yeah, there's just like very low cost to playing this in your deck. And then you can also like pick it up, discard it against like Kroxa or Liliana. So this is a above average draw step. Probably better to equip Shadowspear than to spin the Urza here. Sai is not a playable modern card, I think. Or it's maybe playable, unplayable is a little bit harsh, but like Sai is a 3 mana value engine that requires you to have like multiple spells played after it. 3 mana value engines in modern, especially ones that are attached to 4/1 bodies, need to be more strong on their own, in my opinion. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty excited for Hard Evidence. It is possible, like you play Hard Evidence over Dreadnought, and then you play something else in this spot. But I'm kind of down to try this build for a little while. Possible that you want to cut the Treasure Vault for another blue source. 1, 2, 3. We have 8. We only have 12 blue sources. Yeah, it's gotta go. 13's even like a little low, but it's probably okay. Cosmina playable. I have trophied with Cosmina, and the card is terrible. I've trophied with Cosmina. I'm maybe the only one to do it in modern, but that card is so bad. Hall. You could play a Hall. I don't know. Like, it being a tap land after turn 3 is like really awkward in your Saga deck. Has Dreadnought really been better than Bauble? Yeah, Dreadnought. I think Dreadnought is very good. I think Dreadnought's very good. Okay, could lose here, but they need to find Court of Calling, and they don't have a ton of cards to draw. Hall sideboard for control. There's better sideboard cards for control than Hall. Hall's not a sideboard card. Yeah, it's possible Hard Evidence is better than Dreadnought. I think this is probably where we'll start tomorrow. We're like 6 hours into the stream, and I skipped breakfast. Haven't had lunch. Let's see if we can finish 4-1 with this first draft, though. Yeah, I am going to bring in the rebukes. Yeah, you could possibly do... You could possibly do Rebuke over Dreadnought, too. Do Hard Evidence Rebuke over Dreadnought. Because, like, it is, like, definitely possible that, like, Rebuke is a way better main deck card than sideboard card. Hard Evidence and Witching Well. Yeah, you can play Witching Well too. Like, Witching Well might be better than Dreadnought too. I like Dreadnought. I think Dreadnought is like at least good and a good consideration. It's not like obviously the only card in the format that exists. I will also say, like, I haven't played much with Witching Well in Modern at all. It's definitely not a card that I've put back. Drum Rebuke, I think. Sounds pretty weak. I mean, Affinity just doesn't have very many good mold to 5s. Yeah, like, I haven't played much with Witching Well in Modern at all. When Urza was the best deck in the format, Urza was like really the only deck that I was like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go play Pioneer. That was like really the only deck that I just could not stand. The Mystic Sanctuary, Once Upon a Time, Astrolabe, Opal, Oko, Urza deck that was in the format for way too long. It had like 5 or 6 banned cards in it. It was absurd. It lost Once Upon a Time pretty early, but at one point I believe it had Once Upon a Time, Astrolabe, Mystic Sanctuary, Oko, Mox Opal. Five banned cards? I may be forgetting one. But like you could just not beat that deck in an attrition based game plan. Like you actually could not beat it like in just like a normal like fair game plan. Yeah, I also had Gilded Goose too. In a card? Yeah, maybe it had a card Lattice. Did it have Lattice in the sideboard? Because that might have been a 6 card. Uro? I don't think it ever had Uro. I think it bans happened before Uro got printed. Uro, but after Oko ban. People play card later. Yeah, so it probably never had any more than 5 ban cards in it at once. But like, I can't think of any other modern deck that had 5 ban cards in it at the same time. There's probably been I'm probably forgetting. We're probably forgetting like something, right? Surely. Okay, so yeah, let's go. Nettlecyst, Crew Dreadnought, Thought Monitor. Did Hogak have 5 ban cards? Like Hogak had Faithless Looting, Bridge from Below. That's only 3, right? I mean, 3 ban cards is a lot. But 5 is more. 5 more than 3. Big brain spike. Yeah, can somebody please page Shirley and get her opinion? Simic had Opal, Urza, Oko, Once Upon a Time, and Mystic Sanctuary, and Opal, Urza, Oko, Once Upon a Time, Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary. Hogak had Bridge. No, Hogak never had Golgari Grave Troll. Hogak did not have Golgari Grave Troll. It was banned before Hogak. Oath wasn't in the deck. Yeah, I think that it was in the deck for a little bit. At the very least, these cards were all legal at the same time, right? These cards, like, there was a time where Once Upon a Time was legal too, and I believe like some. I don't think every Urza list played it, to be honest, but I do think that there was a window where they could have. No, I think Field was printed after. I mean, you wouldn't want to splash for Blood Fountain. If you're going to splash, you'd splash white for Sentinel and Portable Hole, not for Blood Fountain. Yeah, all of these cards are Modern Horizons 1 cards. Oko, Once Upon a Time, Mystic Sanctuary, Mox Opal. All Modern Horizons 1. Yeah, Urza wasn't banned. I may be misspoken and said Urza, but yeah, Urza was never banned, I know. They don't have it. Well, I think they can dig for Force of Vigor pretty easily here and get me. Storm, Ponder, Preordain, Get Pro, Bride of Fame, Seething Song. Yeah, I think you're right. Kind of a fun puzzle to find like what deck has had 5, what other deck has had 5 ban cards in it. That was a bit before my time too. So it's gonna be tough to. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to try to Crew Dreadnought, equip Nettlecyst and Shadowspear to Dreadnought. That seems like what I need to be trying to do here. So I'm going to crew off the germ token. Yeah, because if I try to do this on a... If I try to put this on a thought monitor, then they just kill the thought monitor. But I got 11 toughness, baby. It's like the artifact lands. Oh, I guess that's... Yeah, I forgot that there were decks. Wait, did decks ever get to play the artifact lands? Probably should have played the thought monitor first. I still can. Yeah, did decks get to play artifact lands? Or, yeah, they were pre-banned, right? Yeah, those don't count because they're pre-banned. Oh yeah, I've never seen this. Expedition Nurturing Peatland. Oh fuck. Yeah, they found the Force of Vigor, so we're probably dead here. Am I Luis Scott Vargas, top deck and gut shot for the win? I might not be. This might not be enough. But I sure feel like it. They have 9 draws, and I got a hope and a dream. We'll see what's more powerful. Yeah, so I guess they can kill both thought monitors, but they lose their undying creatures, right? What a turn. Yes, they can lose both their undying creatures here. They can also reset. They can draw 3 more cards up to 6 in hand. And they'd be pretty likely to kill me next turn, but not 100%, I guess. Desert Agent of Bolas, Blueback Affinity. Everybody likes that card. You could maybe make it work, but it's also like it's a really old card, and it's just not necessarily one on my radar, if that makes sense. Like, I'm more so trying to mess around with the new cards instead of 8-year-old, 10-year-old Agent of Bolas that has it's older than that actually. It's 12 years old, I think. That has really never seen much play in Modern. Could have tapped Monitor and Minmite and equipped. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I could have re-equipped. Should have. I just kind of am anxious to see if they're gonna kill me here or not. I can't attack with anything either, so the equipping doesn't matter as much. But yeah, did waste 2 mana for next turn. No, yeah, we cast the Urza this turn. We can't attack with any of our creatures. Yeah, Yawgmoth also has pro-humans. Does all a fair amount of play. It's all play as a one of in the sideboard of Lantern. I don't know that that's a fair amount of play. You know what I mean? One of in the sideboard of Lantern is not a lot of Modern play. It was always the worst sideboard card too, to be honest. Yeah, Yawgmoth versus Urza. I've historically been on the other side of the field, to be honest. Could I have Secrets Away? I could have attacked with Thopter. I don't think so, because either way. Oh my gosh, what is this card? Oh, the Crime Punishment. So they spent 1 mana to kill my Midnight, my Treasure Vault, my Ornithopter. Now, well, it kind of depends on what I would have equipped to. If I had equipped to the Nettlecyst, then... Or if I probably would have equipped to Thopter. So I guess maybe that missed mana is not that relevant. But if I had played around Crime Punishment, I obviously should have equipped here. What an awesome game. Okay, I'll play our Mox Sapphire. Deck Tech for Booty. Yeah, keep post the link in chat, I'll take a look. I'm going to spin the Urza. I know that if I spin, I can't necessarily equip. But if I had any land or any artifact, I can. So it's feeling pretty likely. I'm pretty sure I'm equipping onto Urza. Because they just kill my Thought Monitor. Well, I guess, no, never mind. I should do this because Urza just can't attack. Yeah, I should just attack. I should just attack with Thought Monitor, actually. Because Urza can't attack into the Yawgmoth with pro-humans. Bring to Light Valky. Okay, so whenever I was playing Bring to Light Valky, I always felt like the best reason to play Bring to Light Valky is because you get to be a control deck with Lurrus as a companion. This deck only has Jace the Mind Sculptor as the only card that makes you lose Lurrus. You should play Lurrus or like, get the Lurrus companion over Jace, as cool as Lurrus is. Like, if it's between getting Lurrus companion or playing one Jace, it's not even a conversation. Especially when you can play like a Memory Deluge over Jace is another good card advantage spell. I would probably play no more than 3 Drowns in a deck like this with that. I guess, so you have Thought Scour. You can play 4 Drown with Thought Scour. I think this looks very similar to the last mana base I was playing with this deck. I think I'd probably like this. Oh, they found a Blood Artist. Oh, they courted for Blood Artist. We're not just dead because they don't have another Undying creature, but we are effectively dead. I don't think we can probably win from this point. They'd have to have like 10 lands on top of their library. Bring to Light for Unmortigo is probably really slow. I remember I didn't like Unmortigo very much. I do like the Spreading Seas. I'd like to probably be up to like at least 3 seas in the sideboard, ideally 4. Aether Gust is also like not really a very good modern sideboard card. It's okay. I know the Titan's really popular at the moment, but them just getting to put it on top is pretty rough. We are dead. Yeah, maybe Aether Gust is making a comeback, but still not super high on it. I maybe would like to see maybe some Dress Downs in the sideboard too. I think Dress Down's very good, especially with your Lurrus companion. Okay, so we went 3-2 this first league with Urza. Yeah, Yawgmoth better than Urza confirmed. I think that's gonna be the last league for today. Just an Urza Saga deck. No, I'm talking about the deck tech, not this deck. This is not an Urza Saga.